You have to catch that on Nitty TV, y'all.
Yes, sir.
Only on Nitty.
Only on the Nitty.
Only on Nitty. Exclusive.
And this is
Nitty TV. We got my boy Geedy P in the building.
Oh man, appreciate you for having me. Coming from New Iberia, 337-504, I-10. You know, like Pimp C said, the cocaine pipeline riding down. You know what I'm talking about?
And I appreciate you showing the love. Come and jump on the platform, man. I had to come pull up to the city and had to get it popping, man.
Man, shout out your brother and shout out Mr. You Avoid Me. Yeah, from UNLV, Cash Money Legendary Group. Shout out him for the plug, and shout out for your brother too for speaking good about me too and what I'm doing.
Most definitely, man. Yeah, that was a crazy. Like I said, he was just telling me to get you the day before we went by Yacht, and Yacht ended up putting it together just out the blue. So like I said, that was something meant to happen.
And that's when you went by Ya in Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was just by Ya like a week before that in Houston and shit like that. I was on Ya shit. And y'all dropped me off to the airport before I went to Dallas, so man, shout out to y'all. He always show love and shit, man.
That's what's up, bro.
Right, already.
That's what's up, man. So for the people who don't know, the people under the rod, let people know who Geedy P is.
Well, I'm a music executive. I done managed artists. I done A&R for artists like work with artists like Superbad. A lot of women like her, and a lot of people like Superbad from Kenner. Rest in peace, BTY Young, and I worked with him before, managed him. Worked with S8 and the youngest ones, the Super Blanco that was in Squad Up. With my cousin label 0 to 60, and I'm working with artists, and I work with Nice Guns, and I work with a lot of people. I also work with Jay Murky in jail right now. That's who I'm working with currently. But a lot of people know about me from blogging too.
Okay.
And Sean Cotton put a light on me with the blogging stuff. So ever since I went to blogging and just building my name and curating content, a lot of people started liking my opinions. So I went to get interviewed more, and that's what I do. But I'm from New Orleans, grew up between the 7-1 and East, and then Baby even got on my radar too from Cash Money. So he even offered me the position to be a A&R for Cash Money Records. So that was like a dream come true. Just to be able to have him saying I got a good ear, that meant a lot because we love Cash Money in New Orleans. I mean, everybody love Cash Money all around the world, but definitely in New Orleans, they special to us. And shout out Stunner and Sugar Slim. Matter of fact, Sugar Slim birthday today, so shout out Sugar Slim, man.
Happy birthday, Slim, man.
Already.
That's what's up, bro. So your title is basically like an A&R. You connect a lot of people, put a lot of artists and stuff on.
Right. That's what I'm gonna be doing or whatever. Like I said, Stunner really, really picky, and over the years, he been like that, but he been right a lot. So, and I be still bringing people to his attention and stuff like that. I know he like to do YD out the Ninth Wall. He been doing a lot of stuff for G Merc, so that's been really big or whatever and stuff like that. And I just been doing that. So that's what I've been doing. All this repertoire, just trying to put the artists with the right songs, if you could, writers if they were singing, producers if you felt like it was a certain sound they needed, helping them with a look kind of like Puffy did with Jodeci and Mary J. Blige. He helped her with the tennis skirts and the cap to the back, had Jodeci dressing more like rappers when Boyz II Men was clean cut and conservative with blazers on and stuff like that. So A&R will help not just develop your sound and put you with the right producers and give you that direction that help you with your look too if they're really good. And then you got to go find the talent too. So in this day and age, you might find it on the internet. You might be looking at the videos. You might be looking at the Instagram, and they might don't have all the views and all the big followers, but you might find a diamond in the rough. You probably can see that raw talent and say, look, man, this person with the right development, they could be a star. And I feel like I take that serious, like, and because I think artist development is important, and Coach K always talk about that quality control. They big on that. That's what they did with Lil Baby. That's what they did with the Migos. City Girls didn't really have that many records out when they discovered them. So A&R is very important to develop artists from the beginning. That's important. It's a miss art to me. Missing art.
Most definitely. So with that being said, BTY Youngin, that was one of the artists that you discovered?
I ain't gonna say I discovered Youngin because Youngin was already doing stuff. Mr. Mina from Partners in Crime, he was working with him before me, but I know Cali Oval and like people like Mr. Marcello, that was Currency Brother, they kind of met him. I think he said Stepper, that's from Uptown at the Third Wall out to Magnolia, if I'm not mistaken. Stepper was the one, I think, that brought him to Cali Oval. So they was doing stuff with him, and then he got on Mr. Mina radar. Mina worked with him, and Mina introduced him to Juvenile, and that's when I first heard of him on Cocky and Confident. He was on a song called I Say I Remember, and he was on another song too. Gotta Get It, I think he was on that one too. I might be mistaken, but I know he was on 2 records.
Okay.
And I heard him on that, it was like in 09, but I got on him because my cousin had bought a mixtape to my big cousin Raymond that had a record label for 0 to 60, and that's how I got on him. So I went to working with him when he was in prison, and I was getting his music out there, worked his Twitter, had the Free Youngest shirts we was campaigning for him when he was away. And he was in Paris, then he went to Winfield. He was on an attempted murder, and they broke it down to aggravated assault. So when he was upstate, I was just promoting his music. And by the time he came home in 2014, right before his birthday, December 12th, he had 10,000 downloads on his mixtape. That was more records sold and Boosie had on Youngest of the Camp. So for us to do that and pass out the CD in the street, that created a good buzz.
Okay.
And that's what Baby liked about what I did too. When Baby got on my radar, he said, man, you kept it real with Youngin for why how you was promoting him and doing what you did when he was away. So to me, that's some real nigga shit, and I respect that. And I do that not just for Youngin, I done that for my brother, cousins in the feds, like josing them and doing shit like that, because I just feel like you gotta stand on business and all that. So that's kind of what made me get on Youngin. But no, I didn't discover him, but when I did get on him, I knew he was a star. I woke my mom up like 4 in the morning and said, Mike, you gotta hear this dude. I heard him rapping on a freestyle when he got a dagger in his hand. Him and this guy named Poke, I think his cousin Worley was in the video too, and I saw it, and I was like, damn. Because at first I like, all he rap about is just spinning and shit. I'm like, and riding, you know, just the type of drill type, killing type, shoot 'em up, bang bang type music. And I was like, but when I heard songs like I Love You Mama, when I heard songs like Fill a Nigga Out, La 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 La, stuff like that, I really seen that he had range and he could rap from his heart. So when I saw that, I was like, dude, got it. Then I heard him rap off a bounce song, and I was like, he could do everything. So that's what made me like a fan of him, and I'm like, dude was special.
Yeah, see, you answered my next question before I asked, because I was about to ask you, what did you see in him? Because it's thousands of rappers, and for you to see, this certain thing in this one, rapper. So
it was that too, and I think that by Youngin, he had a bald head, Youngin had a bald head and stuff like that, so he kind of reminded me of Pac and DMX. He had the Timberlands on, he had the punchlines and shit like that. Then he was special. He was special. Then he had an extensive rap sheet for why it's just like, you knew his rhymes was real. He was rapping real stuff like Lil Derek and Slim. So I think all that stuff was like, it was believable. It seemed like really authentic on top of he could rap. So I think that's the things that made him stand out. His look, his attitude, and his personality was big, I think that's why the blogs loved him a lot too,
Most definitely, man.
Rest in peace, Young. He got a documentary coming out soon too. Baby gonna be on there. A lot of people. The guy Fee from Black Balloon, the Asian guy Fee. He behind it. His mom Miss Gabriella. So they got something they working on. So be on the lookout for Youngin documentary coming out soon too.
That's what's up, man. Y'all be on the lookout for that, man.
Yeah.
Man, I want to touch on a lot of this New Orleans history. I know you probably be the perfect person to talk about this with. Let's take them back to New Orleans, because New Orleans is very important to the music industry, and there's a lot of people that don't even know that and don't understand that.
Right.
Let's go back to like T. Tucker and
DJ Irv
and DJ Jim and DJ Irv.
Everlasting Hitman.
Everlasting Hitman. Let's go from there. We will go from there to now.
Right.
Well, you was into it like
I
Tucker
remember Tucker when I was younger. Listening to T.T. Tucker. My dad was friends with Gregory D and them and the Ninja Crew and stuff like that. And Manny Fresh and them was doing the Buck Jump Time, and that was a dope record because it had the little second line type music, the way they incorporated that and stuff like that. So I think
used to turn the club crazy.
Yeah, they used to turn the club crazy. They shouting all the awards out and everybody fighting and shit like that because they throwing their hoods up. But then you get Tucker and Irv incorporate the bounce stuff because they was already doing the drag rap record just like they was doing it in Memphis. They had the drag rap record with DJ Squeaky was doing it in Memphis. So that record was really popular in Memphis. The drag rap Showboy song that came out in 1986 on Profile Records, and it was popular in New Orleans, but they was playing a beat. When Tucker and Irv put it together in Ghost Town in the 17th, that's when it became when you heard somebody rap over the shit. And then DJ Jim was the first one that probably took that type of style nationwide, when he had to do it, Baby Stick It and stuff like that. It was like 92. So, you get the Everlasting Hitmans, you get the UNLVs, even when before the bounce, you had the Tim Smooths, the Bust Downs with Uncle Luke and them. It was so many people, Sporty T, man, I be naming people out there, whatever and all that, but those people played a pivotal part, Pimp Daddy, all those people. So when you get the bounce kind of find a sound, then you get, like I said, the T.T. Tuckers, you get the Take 4 records, like I said, you get the Cash Monies and all that with the Magnolia Shorters and the Juveniles and stuff. So I think all those people played a big part into the point that we at now, but I feel like it started with Tucker and Herb did with that bounce type song or whatever, and I think we just we went crazy on it.
That's where they at.
Yeah, Do It Baby Stick It, but yeah, where they at. That was the song, and then you get Do It Baby Stick It with Jimmy, but 91 would have been Tucker and DJ Herb from out the St. Bernard. So you got Tucker from the St. Thomas Project, which is Uptown, and you get in the 10th Ward, you get DJ Herb, which was from out the St. Bernard Project, which is the 7th Ward, which I stayed not too far from around there.
Yeah, bro, that was what's crazy, like you say, I think that Tucker came out in 91. And that sound still getting played and remixed today.
Right, yeah, I mean, you get
same sound.
Yeah, the bounce is so infectious, and now it's like it got bigger than just New Orleans and stuff. Like at one time, it was like they kind of was like not fucking with it, but now you see so many artists, Free to do what he doing. You got Superbad.
So we had that era in New Orleans.
Right.
We had the Tucker, the Jimmy, the No Limit, Cash Money era.
Right.
That was a whole different era.
Right.
I would say that was the biggest era of New Orleans, the New Orleans music scene.
Right.
To me, how I see it. When P started, you know what I'm talking about? P had the No Limits on fire, and Cash Money. Cash Money was already doing their thing, but then they got bigger later. But
you because you had before Cash Money and No Limit to the world, it was No Limit to me. Well, Cash Money and Big Boy, because you got Big Boy doing what they're doing with Mystical and Black Menace and Partners in Crime and G Slim and all of them. So you got all these people at Big Boy and the Ghetto Twins, they killing it, Precise and Chuck. Then you got Cash Money with Manny, the Hot Boys, UNLV, Pimp Daddy, and a slew of other artists, Lil Slim, all of them. It was like, I can't name everybody. Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? So they was doing it locally, killing it.
It was killing it.
But then when you get to the because P was in California, Richmond, so we really wasn't on him like that or whatever. We got on P mostly when we heard Down South Hustlers. Right. Some people kind of heard like Players from the South, Stack G's, UGK, 95. If I really want it with Soulja Slim and stuff like that. And then you get when P came out like in 96 when he did Ice Cream Man. That's when everybody's like, damn. And then we heard about it. Then he did the movie, I'm Bout It in 1997, and then everything was a rap after that. Then Cash Money come behind him in 98 in the summer and get the deal, and we know what Juvenile did with 400. That album just made, I think, 20 or 25 years. Yeah. I think it was 25 years I think it was November 4th or something like that. But that shit changed the whole game. So once you get that, it go crazy, and that's when New Orleans really put the flag down. And I remember Big Boy and Dre was on Rap City, and they was telling Joe Clair, when they dropped Southern Playalistic in 94, they was like, they really wasn't really rocking with us in New York. They booed us at the Source Awards, for New Artist of the Year. And then we come out in 96 with, ATLs, and they still like, they don't know if they want to be pimps, they don't know if they want to be aliens, they need to make their mind up. Right. Then they really started respecting them more on Aquemini, because I think Aquemini, they got 5 mics. And that was really hard for Southern artists to get 5 mics anyway, because the Source Magazine publication was really, really tough on rating Southern albums. And that would happen to get 5 mics, but they was telling Joe Clair that they really felt like the South started getting respect when Master P came out and got his deal. So in 98, they felt like the South started getting more respect, not because of them, because of Master P. And that's why I always tell people, Atlanta really took off to me like hard in the 2000s. Mind you, they got singers and rappers. We really didn't have that many singers like they had in that era. But P and them and Cash Money opened the doors, because what Cash Money did with the Rough Rider tour, and when No Limit Cash Money did just with the groundbreaking deals, the money and the impact and influence that still lasts to this day. So I feel like,
I say that all the time, bro. You had a Rap a Lot in Jay Prince, right?
Shout out Rap a Lot.
You had
Tony Draper and them too.
Yeah, Tony Draper and them. You had Luke.
Skywalker, right?
They was all from the South, but they was dropping stuff, but the scene still wasn't on the South. Like they was just dropping stuff, and it was blending in. Right. They was making some good music. It was blending into with everything that was going on. Right. That's how their music used to sound. But P in my eyes, Master P put the world eyes on the South.
And I want to say that too, like I said, shout out Jay Prince, because Master P and them looked up to him, and Uncle Luke for what he did, the parental advisor. But like I said, it was booty shaking music, so people still didn't take it as serious as the gangster rap, like the Death Rows and the Bad Boys. So when you see Master P and them coming out, they wearing Cartiers, they wearing Versace, glasses, Cash Money, got a mouthful of goals, they doing donuts with keeping the tags on the car, and foreign cars, nigga ain't never seen nothing like that. Like just doing donuts on a $200,000 Lamborghini, like nigga, like this a rental. No, these was their cars. So, and even the deal when they got that deal, because Bad Boy and Death Row and them, they had joint ventures 50-50.
Right.
Cash Money No Limit had distribution and pressing deals. They was keeping most of their money. They was you know, they was able to control the type of narrative of the way they looked to the world, and they was showing them that we just not Bammers and Bunkins. So I think that we made them respect us on a business level. That's why you see Master P on the same magazine with Russell Simmons.
Right.
And P Diddy, and that was on Black Enterprise. That wasn't really like, you wasn't seeing shit like that. So I think that Master P made more money than Michael Jordan in 1998 or whatever. So it was just crazy what New Orleans was doing. And like I said, shout out to Jay Prince, Tony Draper, and 3 6 Mafia and Hypnotize Mind all that, but nobody ain't do it like Cash Money. That's why you still seen like Nipsey Hussle, Young Dolph, Cameron, Rick Ross, all these dudes, Gucci Man, P, and Coach K from Quality Control. Every head must bow, every tongue must confess. Everybody gonna always say Cash Money Records, Yo Gotti. All these dudes, Blueprint, Jeezy said he wanted to be like Baby. So it's not me, you know, because like I said, Baby looked up to Jay Prince and Eazy-E and all them and Suge Knight, but I think Cash Money and No Limit did it better. And Baby even said, man, P did his thing and opened up the door, and Cash Money just took it to a whole nother level. So yeah, the South was never the same. They really put the flag down. I think Atlanta in the 2000s took it to another level with T.I., Gucci Man, Ludacris, and even Lil Jon. I felt like Lil Jon with his sound took it to another level. And Outkast and Goody Mob did what they did, but it wasn't the respect like Cash Money No Limit, because it was gangster and they had the money and they didn't play.
Right. That's real talk, bro. Cause that Cash Money and No Limit, that was something serious.
It was disruptive, dog. It was disruptive.
We on that. I'm gonna take it back to New Orleans right quick. Being that was the two biggest labels, you know what I'm saying? I would say from the South, to put the South on the map.
Right.
And they right here in the city from New Orleans.
Right, uptown.
So New Orleans is on fire, like the music scene itself.
Right.
Then P started getting into other stuff. Right. Birdman them just blew up so big to where it wasn't even a bot. They still New Orleans to the bone, but you know what I mean? Right. They got so big to where it was bigger than New Orleans.
Global, yeah.
Where they had to move around. So what does that do to the music scene in New Orleans? Because I see a big change from, which we still got artists in New Orleans. Right. They're doing their thing, but the effect's still not the same when Cash Money and No Limit was here. I
think the sound was so important then. In every label you look at, even going back to Motown. Motown had a sound. It was called the Sound of Young America. They had the Funk Brothers. They had the strings and stuff. When you heard a Motown record, you knew it. Sonically, you could hear it.
Right.
You could hear Terry Lewis and Jimmy Jam production and all that. You know it was them, even if it was on Janet Jackson records or, you know, anybody from Minnesota working with Prince or whoever. Same thing with Cash Money. Death Row, they had a sound. Detroit have a sound right now. Baton Rouge, you can identify. Right. Chicago, definitely. There's a lot of other cities that have one, but I'm saying we don't have that, and I think, you know, they got artists that's doing their thing and all that, but just that sound, I think it was different when No Limit had that Beats by the Pound, Manny Fresh had the sound. I think when Manny Fresh did leave, well, even around the Carter when Wayne was doing No Fresh, but then he left. They started trying other sounds out because, you know, Wayne was on the mixtape run. So I think New Orleans is influenced a lot by Dipset and all that too, and Rockefeller. Right. So I think a lot of that East Coast state prop, Rockefeller, New York stuff kind of bled into us. Then Katrina hit, Slim was gone, BG, you know, or whatever. I think all that we was trying to find ourselves. I think Baton Rouge had their sound, but I think once Cash Money sound evolved and you get the Drakes and the Nicks, it changed. So we didn't even have a sound no more, and I think we at a rebuilding era and all that stuff like that. Like Memphis had a sound then, and Memphis still kind of doing it with Glorilla and with Pooh Shiesty and with, you know, Fat and all them, and just like all those dudes from Finesse, all these dudes doing it, and it still kind of remind you of 3 6, but in a modern way. And I think that's what New Orleans kind of lost. I think we lost that signature and was able to trying to do it in a modern way. I think that's what people miss.
That's facts. That's facts. I understand that. Do you think, being that you had these big two CEOs in New Orleans that was reachable, that ain't here no more, you think that played a part too?
Well, I think it definitely do play a part when you have. I mean, I know when Barry Gordy said when he took Motown from Detroit and went to LA because they was doing movies and they was trying to expand the company.
Right.
He do felt like leaving Motown kind of hurt the label, the sound, and just everything because he felt like they wasn't in touch with their roots.
Right.
Sometimes that do happen. Like Cash Money still went on to be bigger.
Cash Money still
but
went
I
on.
do feel like us not having those resources here, it is different. When you do have, like Atlanta as a hub, they got all the resources. Tyler Perry with the movies, he there so people could do stuff.
Yeah.
We don't have that, so I do think that, of course, that do hurt when you don't have nobody that's reachable. I think even like Yo Gotti, he still stay in tune what was going on and still try to keep pulling artists from Memphis to keep Memphis. And then those artists keep pulling artists like Moneybagg do and Finesse do and all that. So I think that when you got your hands on the ground and you could touch it, you need that. But I do feel like the sound is important because it's just like gumbo. It's like gumbo important to us. It's jazz important to us. Second line music, these are all the things that make us unique. And I be telling people all the time, they be like, oh man, we don't need no sound. But I'm like, certain things is the reason why people love us. Just like the way we talk. They love it.
Right.
That's what make us unique. So I feel like those things do help. But to answer your question, yes, when certain individuals that's resourceful leave, it's like a job. It's like if certain companies close in a certain town, the whole town feel it. The factory closed, everybody don't got no job. So I do feel like when you pull that away, then of course, especially if you ain't got it, but I do feel like it's time for new entrepreneurs to come because Russell Simmons did what he did. You know, Clyde Davis and L.A. Reid did what they did in Atlanta. Then you had the Coach Geedy P. So it's going to take other people to step up and do what they did in this era in a new way.
Right. Yeah, because when they was rolling, I was hearing like, you know, he had beats by the pound, and I think KLC brung Fiend, and you know, then
Soulja
Fiend
Slim
will bring this one, then KL brung
same thing.
Slim.
Everybody pull people in.
Soulja Slim will bring Full Hound in.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? So I think that played a part too. You know,
right. It's like people gonna help recruit you. It's like you got a job and you're a waiter, and you might tell them about your cousin or your little partner that was a good waiter at another restaurant. Now y'all got a pipeline because you know good dudes that do this kind of job because you've been working with them. So they ain't even got to screen them. You gonna just be like, man, that's a dope rapper too. But we just need that avenue. So I feel like even what I'm doing as a blogger in the new era, these are things that people like P would have been doing because the internet, you curating posters and talent, and you grabbing, you building an audience, and then through that audience you could kind of curate things that they could see, just like your favorite playlist on Spotify or Apple Music and stuff like that, you know. So I feel like all those things definitely play a big part, having those resources in the town and all that stuff like that, you know. Most definitely, man. I definitely feel like that mean a lot of whatever and stuff like that.
So who is some new hot artists that in New Orleans right now that the world might not know about?
Like I said, the artist I'm working with definitely gonna be a star. Like I said, we could just stay out of jail or whatever because he was in jail, out. You know, he did like 12 years in prison or whatever. He was in Angola, then he came home and been home 7 months. And I was working with him, and you know, now he in jail or whatever. But he should be home. He shouldn't be that long. J Merck. But I was 7 months with him and working with him at the St. Bernard Project. He dope. YD the illest. Ring Gits. Lil Wildlife. Viney, Treaty, Superbad definitely. Lightsbird, J. Arson, Ring Gits. Who else I like? There's so many people. Trying to think. Junior Montana, definitely dope. He hard as hell. He been a spitter. Junior Montana, Bub out the Cali, he hard.
Okay. I heard of him.
I mean, everybody know about Nino Kelvin. He been doing it, putting it down for a while. Daniel Heartless. Man, it's so many people. It's a lot, man. I'll be naming them all day, and there's always people you're gonna forget because you're just coming off the head and all that stuff like that. But it's a lot of them doing what they're doing, building their sound, and they're working hard. And I feel like as media and as artists and video directors, I feel like we're all doing our part. And it's coming together.
D1, he like a conscious rapper.
Oh, that's my dog, D1, he's from the East.
So the situation with him and Rick Ross. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I know that's real trendy. That's like one of the most trendy topics in hip hop right now. Him, Rick Ross, and Jim Jones. And Jim Jones is like, he gonna put his hands on him. And, you know, my nephew probably ain't gonna like that. And we're gonna knock that basket off your head. And like Mr. Servo on Save No Limit, if you felt like people from New Orleans was calling you to ask you what they want to do with D1 or how they want to deal with it, you could have probably reached out to them and tried to get him on the phone. Y'all could have talked, but he took it the wrong way. I think that D1 said he always felt like that is just this type of topic that he said it went viral on Sway because he was on a big enough platform that it got seen and it went there. Like I said, D1 always felt like that, and I feel like he felt like, you know, Meek and them gotta pick a side, because Meek had a video that he was on the podcast there, and Meek was like, man, I'm against the rap killing and this and that, and we gotta stop that because the labels want us to push that, but I'm for prison reform, and I don't wanna promote that kind of stuff in my music. But then he did what D1 said, so that's why D1 was saying he like contradicting himself, you know. But I know some people like, you know, like Tupac rapped about all kind of stuff. He'll rap about change, keep your head up, and then he'll rap about when we ride on our enemies. So, but by Meek saying that he for this and then doing another thing, it kind of did that. And then he was talking about Ross. He felt like the young dude's probably not wise enough to make the right decisions, to know right from wrong, but he feel like by Ross being like almost 50 years old and still glorifying that kind of music, knowing you living in a nice house behind a gated community, you ain't in the trenches, but you promoting that type of stuff. Just like people say, Jeezy will rap about trap or die, but he won't tell his son to do that.
Right.
So I guess that's what D1's saying, like, you know, you're going to push this out here on them, but, you know, you ain't really living that way no more, whatever, and your music ain't grow. Like, Jay-Z not probably still on the same exact thing. Like, you know, he talking about paintings and property and all that is a little different. Even Nas music a little different from Illmatic to now.
Facts.
So I just think that D1 saying you should probably grow and be in the position that you evolve, you probably should be sending different messages. But that's his opinion, and to each his own, I guess. But I definitely know it's a trendy topic, and it got people, you know, all over the place.
Yeah, they all over the place with it. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Yeah, I feel what he's saying, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got, you know, you're a Rick Ross, you got all these people follow you, listen to what you're saying. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. You like, you know.
Right. And like I said, I like Ross music, and like I said, you know, Ross ain't never come in the game as a conscious rapper, but I think what he kind of messed up too when he tried to act like D1 ain't doing nothing for the community. D1 was like, man, I help with literacy tests. I go to Harvard University, Ivy League school. I teach at Tufts University. I help out with literacy. I get kids clothes and shoes for school time. So he doing his due diligence to show what he stand for and what he believe in and all that stuff like that. He might not have the biggest house like Rick Ross, but he stand for what he stand for and all that. Like I said, some people gonna ride with him, some people won't, but it still take a bold person to even go against the David and Goliath or whatever, because to go against the music business and gangster rap, that's big, because that's a lot of money, and there's a lot of people that got money invested into that type of content. It's just like gangster movies. If you're saying take all the street gangster movies off and people making money off that, people gonna feel like, you know, you in their way or you messing with their money, and it could be a problem. So that's what Mr. Servo was saying too, that, you know, people will still be coming at him from all kind of ways because people invested in that and they feel like, nah, you messing with our money on top of, you know, you just trying to do the right thing from your heart, you know, so.
BG home, man.
Definitely. The heart of the streets. He back.
Thoughts on Jizzle, man. Jizzle back.
Yeah, him and Gates just did a song. Gates was down here.
I never heard that. They say him and Gates and Sexyy, right?
Yeah, it's hard or whatever. Yeah, it's hard.
I never listened to it.
Yeah, man, it's hard. It's on that new album Gates got called The Ceremony. Is a song on there, but yeah, BG went off on there. Gates went off. Sexyy Red went off on there too. Like I said, it's a dope record, and I'm glad to see BG back doing this thing and back out and all that. The people miss him, and like I said, he had definitely an important piece to hip hop, and he definitely mean a lot to us. Whatever, he definitely a New Orleans treasure, and just a Southern hip hop period, whatever, and stuff like that. So I'm glad BG home. BG definitely the truth, man. Like I said, so I'm glad that Gates was able to embrace him and put him on the record and do that for him. So, you know, he deserved it.
Big Jizzle, man.
The heart of the streets, man. BG held it down.
What Soulja Slim meant to New Orleans, bro?
Man, Soulja Slim meant a lot. Like I said, all the camouflage shit, Magnolia Shorty. He gave Magnolia Shorty her name or whatever. But I mean, Soulja Slim just meant a lot to the city, man. Soulja Slim, like I said, the reason why people wear soldiers, the reason why a lot of people wear camouflage. His whole attitude, his demeanor, his swagger. I mean, everything about Slim, bro. Like, even Slim, one of his first artists was from the East. That he liked, that he was put. Well, it was an artist he had that was from New Orleans East that he was really putting a lot behind. He in jail now in Angola. His name Lil Real One. So Slim was a person. Lil Real. Yeah, Lil Real One was from out East. He was from out Michigan. But I'm saying that to say that Slim fuck with people all over. Just like when BG had his label Chopper City, he had like Gall, and he had Snipe and stuff like that. And he had his brother Hakeem and stuff like that. Like, they was fucking with niggas from all over. And that's what I liked about Slim too. Like, Slim fuck with niggas from uptown, downtown, across the river, the East, everywhere. And like I say, he just meant a lot of whatever. I mean, he rapped his rhymes, he lived them. We all seen his whole thing play out in front of us, from the run-ins with the law, the times he got shot. He talked about all of it. He was always transparent. But Slim was the realest to ever do it, bro. Like, when you think of New Orleans to like Bone Gristle, just like a person that really embodied the streets of New Orleans,
right,
you're gonna think of Soulja Slim, bro. I mean, Slim really meant a lot to New Orleans. And losing Slim in 2003 in November, we in the same month, he lost his life. I think it was November 26, 2003. We were standing in 7 around the second project.
I was in New Orleans when Slim got killed.
Right. That was around Bayou Classic.
Slim got killed Bayou Classic weekend.
Right. November 26th.
And my birthday, November 25th. So
wow.
For 15, 16 years straight, that was always my my route every year. My birthday, Thanksgiving, Bayou Classic.
Right.
So Soulja Slim was one of my favorite rappers. So Soulja Slim was supposed to have a concert that weekend, either that night or that next night.
Yeah, I heard they were supposed to go get. I think it was that night they were supposed to be leaving.
I remember, I guess I'm walking on Canal. You had one sign saying Soulja Slim was in concert, and they had the signs up saying he was in concert.
Right.
And at the same time, the rumor out that he got killed.
Right.
And I'm like, man, that was crazy.
Right. Wow.
I was walking on the canal and I saw the thing saying Soulja Slim live in concert.
Yeah, man.
But he got killed either that same day or that.
Yeah, man. Slim, like I said, Soulja Slim was really special to New Orleans. Like I said, bro, his music touched a lot of people, Soulja Like Mentality, My Jacket, Keep That Heat On Me, If It Ain't Real, It Ain't Me. I mean, I could go on and on, bro. If it's beef, like Slim, man, he really meant a lot to New Orleans, bro. And I felt like that sound that Cutthroat had with the guitars and Daniel and stuff like that, and KLC and Medicine Men, once Beats by the Pound switched it in to Medicine Men, it was just so fire, bro. And I felt like Slim was going to put New Orleans, that was going to be the next label. So you had Cash Money No Limit, and I feel like Cutthroat and Chopper City at that time, they was about to get it back popping on a whole nother level. But I felt like, BG, Slim brought the best out of BG to me. I feel like a lot of people feel like that,
The album they did.
Yeah, when they came together, bro, it was just like magical. Like they played off each other so well. Like Boosie and Weber to me, the way like Boosie and Weber made each other better, I feel like Slim made BG so much better, and the song just was like, I don't know.
That Murder Show.
Murder Show, because they took Spice One and MC8 old song and put that together. So, that's from Compton to the Bay and all that, what they did. And I feel like when they did that 2004, Slim and Jesus Murder Show, that was hard. So, man, rest in peace, James. A. Darryl Tap. We're going to forever be missing. We love Soulja Slim.
It was something about Slim. I first got on Slim, I want to say, Down South Hustlers.
Down 95.
Yeah, that I want.
If I really, really want it, then I'ma get it, cause you got.
But then what the original one was on?
Well, it was on there, and then he put it on. He put on the album. Okay. He put on his album on Give It To Me Raw.
So the original one, I know he was Magnolia Slim before Soulja Slim.
Right.
My first introduction to Soulja Slim was the original I Wanted, You Got It.
Right, that was 95. And then before that he had like Dog Side, and he had Soulja for Life and all that stuff.
I didn't know him before that. That was my first time on the album. Then that song, I was like, it was just, you could have feel it.
Yeah.
Whoever this nigga is, you know what I'm saying? Because then when his album come out on
No Limit
with the Soulja shit.
Yeah, with the tanks and all that and the shit, missiles and all that.
What I saw, when I saw that album, like you see Murder All the Mother Boy, but when Soulja Slim one dropped, I was like, this nigga look like a regular nigga from the street somewhere.
Right.
Who just, that was my first, opinion when I saw it. Then listening to him, I was like, man, this nigga raw. This
Like
nigga,
that boy said,
this nigga different, man.
From Magnolia Slim to Soulja Slim, that was a power move. From real Soulja, I done paid my dues. So yeah, but Slim was disruptive and he was unapologetic and he was very transparent in his music. If he said something or if he felt a certain way, he was gonna definitely put it on that song. He was gonna hear it in the music and you know, we was catching it in real time. Whatever he was feeling, we was gonna hear. You know, like he said, you gonna feel me, you gonna feel me now.
What was the impact to the city when Slim got killed?
I mean, like I said, man, everybody was devastated. I mean, the city was sad, and the city's still feeling to this day. I mean, you can look at the old footage of the second line when they did it Uptown.
Man, I saw that,
and all
bro.
that, and everybody out there dancing and bucking in the Magnolia Project. So they felt it then, and
That
people
said a
still
lot.
feel it years later, and people are still influenced by Slim
Yeah.
to this day.
Yeah,
Dudes
tell
in
me,
Florida,
yeah.
they got neighborhoods in Jacksonville named after Slim, Cutthroat, this and all that. So all over, they got people that still love Soulja Slim and all that. Dudes all in Chicago, dudes putting crosses in the middle of their head, like the dude Yellow from Chicago, Fredo from Chicago, Chief Key cousin,
Yeah.
Santana, he had it or whatever in the middle of his forehead. Jack Boy kind of had something. Even the shit 21 Savage with the dagger, because he said his friend was supposed to put a dagger in between his index and his pinky finger, but he put it in the middle of his forehead. And I know Slim influenced him to do that, even though it's a dagger. We know 21 Savage love
Right.
New Orleans because he be having the New Orleans theme with the hot boy shit and all that in the covers. So even him putting that dagger in the middle of his head when it was initially supposed to be right here, he put it in the middle of his forehead. That's on some New Orleans shit. Everybody know people in New Orleans do that Soulja shit
Right.
and tattoos in the middle of their forehead.
You recently linked up with Kevin Gates.
Yeah, man, I interviewed Kevin Gates his manager, his senior publicist, Mama, they call her. She from New York. She had reached out to me on Instagram because I had talked to Master P and Juggy like 30 minutes before she DM'd me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I was talking to Master P and I was talking to Juggy about why the dudes from Detroit always get mad when I say, man, Master P had the diamonds in his glasses first, the Cartiers, whatever, because, you know, shout out to Street Laws and Blade Icewood, but we didn't know about them. You know, we knew about Eminem and Motown, but we didn't really know about, and like, you know, we knew about T Grizzly and stuff like that, and Days Low, Big Sean, but we didn't know about the Street Laws. We knew about BMF and from Big Meech and all them, but we knew about that from Atlanta. But we didn't know about them. So when I first seen nigga put diamonds in his glass was Master P. So I was telling Juggy that the dudes in Detroit was getting mad at me, woo, cause that. And then out the blue, Master P got on the phone. P was like, man, don't worry about that, man. I been did that shit in the 90s. You know, niggas just getting on that on TV now. I been did that. I'm selling cereal. I'm doing this and all that. I was like, wow, this fucking really Master P on the phone. He was like, man, keep doing what you're doing. He said, man, I've been putting diamonds in my glasses since the 90s and all that Cartier. So this was P said, busting this shit down.
So you was on the phone with P.
I was on the phone with Master P because Juggy, I always talk to Juggy, but I was telling P that niggas was saying, man, he probably took that from Detroit just like he took shit from the Bay or whatever. And then out the blue, P started talking. I didn't know he was on the phone. So he told me that, but then after I got the phone with Master P and Juggy, then Kevin Gates senior publicist DM'd me, and she was like, we on tour with the only the Generals tour, and we're gonna be in New Orleans Saturday. And if you don't mind, I'll give you a free pass to come backstage, you and your crew.
Right.
And I would like you to interview Kevin Gates. She said it's only gonna be like 8 to 10 minutes because there's gonna be a couple of media people there. But I want you to be one of them, and if you want to, you got the chance. And I was like, hell yeah, I'll take it. Even if it's 10 minutes, I'm gonna make the best out of it.
Most definitely.
I would like an hour or something, but if I can't do nothing but get to 10, I'm gonna do the best with that. So I saw the show, and then I met Gates, and I interviewed Gates and stuff like that. And that's what it was. Now, he had got a proclamation from the mayor of New Orleans, Mayor Cantrell. Okay. And a lot of people from New Orleans that got mad, man, how Gates get a proclamation, key to the city, and baby didn't get one. First of all, it wasn't a key. It was a proclamation. And he got a proclamation, you know, for the things he did in Louisiana. And everything that he got it for is on the proclamation that the mayor put on there. And Gates ain't asked for that. He wasn't even knowing he was going to get that. The mayor just surprised him with that. So he was honored that he got it. And, you know, but people got mad. But I want y'all to know one thing. Stunner and Slim getting something special coming soon. Just know that. Y'all heard it first right here. I ain't going to tell y'all what it is. But just know he got that, Stunner and Slim getting something special. And they getting another thing that's special too. Plus they might get something else. But like I said, y'all be cool. But y'all heard it first, something special coming for Stunner and Slim. So y'all will be all right when y'all see it. But they got that, and that was cool. Only thing about, I love the interview, and I was so glad that Gates did it with me. You know, people that saw the interview from out the night walk Cross Canal, they was kind of like, oh man, we don't really know what Gates was from Cross Canal. We know August Alsina was from Cross Canal, but what school Gates went to, you know, stuff like that. So I know that was the only negative things I was seeing on the comments. Everybody from Cross Canal was kind of saying, you know, we don't say from across the industrial canal, we say Cross Canal, or we say Lower 9. But Gates was saying he's from across the industrial canal, and it was kind of like mad about that. And but other than that, everybody loved the interview and all that. They were just like, we love Gates, we listen to his music, but everybody from Cross Canal was like, man, I don't really remember seeing Gates on Alabama and Brusher Blade, but that's what he said. But Gates said that's where he was at. I don't know why he would want to lie, but you know, but that was people.
He might not be lying, because it's the same situation for me. Like I'm originally from Beaumont, Texas.
Okay.
My whole daddy side of my family is still in Beaumont. My grandmother, grandpa, everything.
Right.
But I moved from there when I was a child.
And that's what Gates was saying. Yeah.
So if I would get on here and say I'm from Beaumont, if a nigga of age who went to school from Beaumont probably said, man, I don't know. Maybe I've never seen him, but I'm really from Beaumont, Texas. But I don't know none of the people out there, but that's where I'm originally from.
Same thing with Pip, with Crowley. Crowley, he was in Crowley young. Some people might be like, man, I know him. And people like, man, I don't know him or whatever. He from Port Arthur, so you're right. It's certain people that's like, I went to Bienville and Seven Wall, some people, but they got people I know that can still verify, but then they probably got people, oh man, that man from the Seven Wall. But I remember I did a video showing every house I lived in. You know, and even the school I got on this cap right now, this is one of the schools I went to. It's called Aberson.
I want to ask you about that cap, man. At the school you went to.
Well, this school is called Aberson. Well, it's Abe on the hat, but it's called Marion Aberson. And I be doing this a lot because I got one for, like I said, the elementary school that I was telling you about. I got one for my elementary school. One of them made called Bienville Elementary that was in the Seven Wall. Right now it's called Arthur Ashe. So they took all the schools that was named after like segregationists and just like Confederate people, Confederate generals and shit like that in New Orleans, and they renamed them. You know, like Arthur Ashe, Langston Hughes instead of E.D. White, which was a person that was like I think he was the dean, the president of Tulane University. He said he felt like black kids shouldn't be educated past 6th grade. All they need is 6th grade education and then let them go. That was a racist named E.D. White, but now it's called Langston Hughes. Nichols is called Frederick Douglass now. So my school was called Bienville, but now it's called Arthur Ashe. This school is still Aberson, but this is the school Lil Wayne went to. Ike Taylor that played for the Pittsburgh Steelers got a Super Bowl. Jacoby Jones, Baltimore Ravens. Talia, Wayne's ex-wife. She went there. There's a slew of other people, man. Fee Banks went there. That was managing Kevin Gates and Young Boy. So a lot of people went there, but that's what this school is, though. It's in New Orleans East. Lil Wayne went there, like I said. Wayne rep McMain too, because that's a school he loved a lot, but he went here too and all that. And BG went here too or whatever. Before they had like dropped out and just.
All right, so a lot of stars done been through that school.
Yeah, that's just some on my name, but it's a lot of them. It was something that whole Rob Kaiser too, the comedian that be doing Time and Real nigga. He went there too.
Rob 49, man, he got the city shaking right now.
Yeah, Rob on fire. That song hot, and then Rob got a lot of records that's hot right now that's still going crazy in the clubs that people all on TikTok still fucking with. So shout out to Rob 49. He from downtown. Grew up between the Iberville Project, was the Fort Wall, and the Night Wall, the Desire Project, which was one of the biggest projects and one of the worst in the city. You know, it had the front, the back, and the middle. That's how big that bitch was, whatever. But that's what he rep or whatever. But he on fire, and he definitely doing his thing, and I'm glad. You know, like I said, we needed some representation, bro.
That Vulture Island, man. I had to grow on that song, bro. Dopey D, that's me and Dopey D real close. I don't know if you know it. It's like one of the biggest DJs out there where we from.
Right.
So I tuned in. He got a 5 o'clock mix. I tuned into all his 5 o'clock mixes. And I first heard Rob 49, Vulture Island on Dopey 5 o'clock mix.
Right.
And I'll be honest, I'm a DJ myself. I DJ a lot of big parties where we from, some of the biggest parties.
Right.
And when I first heard it, I wasn't feeling it. I was like, man, what's
right.
What's that?
Right.
You know, the beat. Like so I heard it on the radio, you heard it on the radio 4 or 5 times. Still not feeling it. So I'm DJing at these parties. They coming up chicks and everything.
Ask you to play.
Play the ride for 9.
Right.
Man, I'm playing the ride for 9 at the parties. Turned the club retarded.
The whole energy changed.
So I grew. I'm like, oh, now I'm paying it. Now I start listening. I'm like, oh, this that shit right here. You know, I was sleeping on it, but now I'm a fan. I'm a big fan. But I'm not taking nothing from it. I'm just saying, like the very first time I heard it.
But
it had to grow on me,
but sometimes records do have to grow on people. That don't mean you saying it's trash. It's just some people it don't resonate with you right away. But then sometimes it be like, damn, you know, you gotta. All right, what the young people like about it? What's the energy? Why they fucking with it so much? And then you start seeing, I get it, you know, the he lot of money, you know, just like some shit.
Yeah, when it gets to the end, that's because, and it's not even a bopping song but when it gets to that end, make that ass clap. The whole
well, see, that's what I thought was genius about it too.
Wow.
That make that ass clap, because to me that was a little of that bounciness in it.
Right.
It was because you know a lot of bounce songs be having claps in it. So I thought. The producer and the way Robin did that part, I thought that was really, really genius because that was really, really catchy.
That was genius.
You know, the producer that did it with him, the dude Rob, that did it to it on the beat, that shit was just genius and all. Like I said, but that song, that shit took off down here and all that. And like I said, it just like, you know, and that's how Sean Cotton had interviewed him.
Yeah.
With the Sexyy stuff.
Didn't y'all got interviewed around the same time, huh? You and Rob? How that went down with Sexyy?
Well, Sean was getting on me because, like I told you at the beginning of the interview, I was going viral a lot on Sexyy for defending Louisiana and New Orleans and saying this came from me and this came from me a stepper and all this and all. So shit. So Sean was fucking with me hard. So Sean liked what I was doing so much. He was like, man, I'm gonna come down there and interview you. So Sean came down here and interviewed me. And when Sean came down there and interviewed me, he interviewed me and this guy from Lusher, this rapper from Lusher, out there in St. James Parish, and he had interviewed Rifle 9. But Sean cool with the dude, I think his name Tunchi. Tunchi got a clothing store in the French Quarters.
I heard of Tunchi.
Yeah, so Tunchi, you know, they look like the little Pac-Man ghosts and all that. So he got his clothing line, and Sean is good friends with him. So when Sean was over there by him, he was telling Sean about an artist named Rifle 9. You need to check him out. Sean didn't know who Rifle 9 was, but like I said, he was down here to interview me. But he cool with Tunchi.
Okay.
So when
he was down here for you. Okay.
He was down there for me. But he went holler at his friend because he always go holler at him every time he pretty much come down here because they got a good relationship. So he interviewed Rifle 9 at the store. But if you look at Rifle 9 interview on Sexyy, Rifle 9 ain't got no jewelry on. He wasn't dressed up because Rob said he didn't know who Sexyy was. He said, I look at his Instagram, I was like, damn, you got a lot of followers. He was like, man, you really must be somebody important. He said, because I didn't really know who you was. I was just doing it because my people told me, come down here, somebody need to meet you and somebody to interview you because I feel like this will help you out or whatever. So yeah, because of what I was doing, that put light on, you know, Sean to come down there, and in that he wound up meeting Rifle 9, and he wound up meeting the other guy from Lusher, Louisiana, and that kind of helped him. Because when I did my interview with Sean Cotton, I didn't do it at the clothing store. I went to Sean Airbnb, which was in the Fort Wall area at a house. His nephew was there and his little partner was there that was helping with the camera. Shout out to dude Brandon that be with Sean. So I went and did mine in there, and I got a Saints Archie Manning throwback jersey on that interview. That's when I be talking about BTY Youngin and stuff like that on that interview. But yeah, it was the same time he interviewed Rob. He was coming down to really interview me, and he got on Rifle 9. Yep. So shout out Rob, and that helped him out because Sean helped facilitate his situation, and Sean was even involved in that. So that's why on the Vulture Island video with Lil Baby and them, Sean Cotton is at the end because Sean helped Rob, and Rob never forgot that. So yeah,
you helped him out there. Yeah, so man, you pretty much plugged in that city, man. A lot.
Trying, bro. I'm just trying to stay consistent every day, bro, and
that's what's up, bro.
And just keep pushing.
Yeah, whatever you doing, how you doing it, I mean, it's working, man. You know.
Right.
Yeah, I see you. You know, you linking with a lot of people. I see you with Birdman. You did your thing with Gates.
Yeah.
You know, that's saying a lot about you for these people to be, contacting you like.
And it's only been like in 3.5 years. Like the stuff I've been doing in blogging, I've been doing it from right here. You know, and I've been going out. And like I said, shout out for you coming out of New Iberia to interview me. Man. I didn't have to go out of town to get interviewed because at first nobody didn't really want to interview me down here. I was trying to pay people and all that. I had to get on the road, go to Dallas, go to Baton Rouge with my friend from check them out, TV, change the plans coming out. Like these was people that was coming from out of other places, and that's why I got so much love for the South because a lot of these people from the surrounding area showed me love. So I always got to just not represent New Orleans. I represent the South. I represent Louisiana because. First of all, I'm a Pimp C baby. I would come up on Pimp a lot, and Pimp was all about that Southern gumbo.
On that UGK.
Yeah, so I'm big on that South shit, and I just feel like, those people helped us. Just like New Iberians and the Lafayette's helped break a lot of artists from New Orleans because they still
Facts.
getting a lot of shows out there.
Facts.
And it's just like Master P needed all those plays. That's why on the song like I'm Bout It, he's shouting out Shreveport, Lafayette, and all that shit on there. Even when he's shouting out Oklahoma and all that, but he still shouted out all these places in Louisiana because he knew all those places mattered, not just New Orleans. So I just want y'all people to know that's watching this, your subscribers, that I appreciate you even invite me to your audience and stuff like that. It mean a lot, man.
I appreciate you pulling up, man. Like I say, you know, I just think this one of those interviews was meant to happen the way it happened. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Superbad, she making some noise out here.
Superbad been making noise, yeah.
Yeah, she didn't. I done DJ for about two. I DJed for 2 parties.
Yeah.
Somebody book her for a New Iberia.
Yeah, Superbad, bro. When she first came out, you know, I met her when she was performing at S8 was performing at our birthday party, and I met her, and she was just starting to do the bounce stuff. She was working with, rest in peace, my boy, DJ Blazer, and passed away, and she was working with Buster and stuff like that. That's how I met her with Impact. But yeah, she was doing a song. She had the song called Freestyle, and she was rapping. You know, she came out the gate representing Kenner from the beginning.
Bless you, man.
Thank you. She was representing Kenner from the beginning. And
I
said,
she from Kenner.
She from
I
Kenner.
heard she from Kenner.
She from Kenner where the airport at, and she from Susan Park. And she just was going out, bro. She came out the gate letting them know where she was from. She wasn't at the top at first, but she worked her way up there, whatever. And once her and Michael got together, you know, because she worked with other producers.
Give
them
hell, Michael.
She worked with Black and Mild, and like I said, Blazer, and a lot of other people and all that, you know. But when her and Michael got together, Michael from Reserve, Louisiana, which is in St. John Parish, and once they kind of figured that sound out, because I was there when I bought her by the studio when she first met Michael. And like I said, once they figured out their sound, it was over. And then once they got that big, they did that breakdown part 2. That's what got her popping crazy, because at that time she was popping on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
SoundCloud was the shit. So she wasn't even doing no videos at the time. I was like, Brittany, you need to do some videos. You know, and gradually she started doing videos, but at first she was just putting music on SoundCloud. She wasn't putting out a whole album. She did a song called Applying Pressure, I think it was the summer of 2018. Okay. And I was telling her, I'm like, Brittany, you need to stick back to your bounce sound. Don't try to do the drill Chicago stuff.
Right.
And our fans wasn't fucking with it.
Right.
And Michael didn't try to do that with that sound because he wasn't trying to do the bounce. And I was like, man, you need to go back to your roots, do the bounce, make Michael come to your level. Yeah. So once they didn't bite on that Applying Pressure tape she did, she went back to doing the break bounce shit, and she did that breakdown part 2, and that shit blew up. Yeah. And then a while after, she wound up doing the bedroom song. And after she did that, game over. Yeah, and then now she doing shows, and she on stuff with, you know.
That's one of them ones.
Yeah, on stuff with all them dudes, like you said, Nardo, Wicks, and Sexyy Red, and just Meek Mills. She on stage with Lil Wayne on Louisiana Fest and got Wayne going crazy. So after she did that, she was solidified. So I'm proud of everything she's doing and keep doing. So I love it.
What's your thoughts on the female rappers in the game? You think females got it on lock right now?
I mean, the females definitely doing it good. I just would love to see more spitters. I miss rappers like Eve that was saying some shit. You know, I miss me extra hard boys going hard, like going in. You know, they still got some of them out there, but to the masses, the most sexual, provocative shit getting pushed more. Right. But I do miss the Lauryn Hills. You know, wasn't that many of them, but I do like Rhapsody. What she do and all that stuff like that. You know, they got a couple of them out there, but a lot of them don't get that mainstream light. Like you know, the other artists do that kind of like, you know, like the Sexyy Reds and all that stuff like that. But they definitely do their thing though.
What's your thoughts on Sexyy Red?
Well, one thing I do like about Sexyy Red, I do feel like she being herself. I feel like she just being who she is. Yeah. So for that, I respect it. I feel like it's not a gimmick. It's who she is. She gonna be ratchet with it. She gonna have her shoes off on the stage. You know, doing the songs. I mean, doing the dances on the stage with Chingy, pregnant and all. Right. I mean, I feel like she just who she is, and I think that's what people love about her. That she is unapologetic, and she just who she is. And I feel like people resonate, like Cardi B. I feel like people love Cardi B because you can say she ratchet, ghetto project from the Bronx, but people love her authenticity. And I feel like that's what we loved about people like Pimp C, Tupac. You know, they just was who they was. You know, hate it or love it, they gonna be them DMX, you know.
Right.
He 50 Cent, he's still the same
Yeah,
way.
yeah,
He's
50
still gonna joke, he gonna still troll you.
Yeah.
50 ain't changed. So I think people, I like her because she making some hot records.
Yeah,
she ain't made one and gone. She didn't.
When the first song I heard from Sexyy Red,
Mm-hmm.
I thought she was like a one hit quitter, like somebody just messing.
Right.
That's what the song sounded like.
Right,
She was
right,
just
right.
clowning around,
Like
and
got
happened to
lucky, yeah.
make a hit song.
Right,
But
got lucky,
I
yeah.
researched her. She got some longevity in the game.
Yeah, I like the Hellcats too. Yeah,
She been fucking around with. Oh wait, who was the nigga? She had been in the game. I
Yeah.
thought she had just came out the blue, cause
Right.
you know. But I was
Right.
like, damn, she been in the game.
Yeah, now I like what she doing, and like I said, I like it because she just being her. But I do, like I say, I like what Lotto doing. I think Lotto could rap her ass off and stuff
hard,
like that. But I mean, Nicki Minaj was, she was different.
Yeah, she was
but I
different.
feel like I'm glad what the women are doing now. I'm glad that they got a seat at the table where they can really get their respect.
Right.
And they doing their thing and all that. So it's like I feel like it's way more easier for women to get popping in this day and age than it was 20 years ago.
Right.
I feel like to be a woman in hip hop 20 years ago and be relevant, you had to be special, like
Right.
Eves and Mia X, because they was on cruise with being that only lady on the label, and you had to be great, because
Right.
it was only one. Seemed like in the crew, every crew had like one female rapper.
The guy Jay Merck, which you manage him or with
Yeah, Jay Merck,
what
artist
y'all
I'm
got?
working with.
Okay.
That's an artist I'm working with. That's why I could show my music. That's my real favorite thing or whatever. Like out of the blogging and and doing the stuff on Instagram. I love being a music executive. Like people like Damon Dash and Diddy
Right.
and Baby and Slim and Barry Gordy and Jermaine Dupri and Eazy-E and all these dudes, Suge Knight, like these dudes, DNY, Jay Prince, like these are the dudes that
Yeah.
inspired me. Jason Jeter made me wanna, Herb Guy that wanna do this. So I love working with artists and developing them and helping come up with the
Right.
rollout and
Right.
how to market them and the right producers. I love that the most.
Right.
So I feel like this blogging stuff, help a lot out because people was able to see my personality and see my knowledge of hip hop. And I was a student of it, so I think it make it more easy for them to like the things I have taste in. And they believe me more because of my track record too.
Right.
From the artists I've worked with in the past, and they went on to be pretty successful. Like people that I work with, like Youngin, Superbad, to name a few, and all that, and what I'm doing right now. So I think that's why Baby said, man, you got an ear, you got an eye for this shit. There's not no
Definitely do,
fluke,
man.
and you doing it with
Definitely
artists
do.
here. You're not artists out of town. You ain't out of town. You right here, and you building it up right here. So
Man, and
Jay
you-
Merck star, whatever. He can sing and rap.
Yeah, and you got to think about that, bro. For Birdman to, man, Birdman is, dog. Like for
Yeah.
Birdman to contact you on some shit, like that's saying a lot, dog.
Yeah.
That in itself saying a lot.
Man, Stunner let me hear a record before. He let me hear a record before, and all. And it was him and Jeezy, and he was like, I was like, damn, he asked me to listen to the record with him and Jeezy. I was like, damn, like he like, I want your opinion. For him, this man and did all these great things in hip hop.
Yeah.
Asked me to listen to a record. That mean a lot to me. That let me know that he trusts my ear and that he really feel like I got it.
Most definitely.
So like I said, I just know with the right time and just keep doing it. I know.
And not saying Birdman them losing it or but he getting older and he not out here no more. So he needs somebody who ears to the streets,
Right.
who know what's what's really,
Right,
he
right,
know
right.
what's going. That's
Right,
Birdman. He
right.
know what's popping, but
Right.
he know I gotta get with these certain niggas to
Stay in
you know,
tune,
to-
yeah.
to stay in tune.
I'm
You
on
know
the
what I mean?
ground.
Yeah.
I'm seeing it every day. I'm getting it every day. So it's right in my front. It's like coming to my front desk. So yeah, he know. Like I said, I'm out here. He in Miami.
Yeah.
And sometime I might go out there to Miami and meet up with him and all that. Like I said, I talked to him on the phone yesterday and stuff like that. We got something going on big that's coming up soon and all that. But like I said, man, just to have Baby number mean a lot. No, because I remember me and my cousins, we used to be trying to steal CDs out the store, like old Cash Money CDs and shit.
We all come up on that hot boys, that big timers, bro. Like
You and
know
that be
what I'm
right,
saying?
yeah.
Not to have a relationship with Birdman, shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And like I say, even for Master P to even be talking to me, I feel like
Facts.
having both of those people it's big for those two cosigns being from my city and having those two people to be able to say, man, you doing your thing. Like Mass P said, man, keep doing your thing. I see you. You know, that shit mean a lot. I talk to Boz all the time, his right-hand man.
Yeah.
So me and Boz got a real good relationship. I actually interviewed Big Boz before from No Limit.
Okay.
So all those things let me know that, and even like you said, y'all told you about me. That
Right.
mean a lot to me. That
Right.
the people that I looked up to
Right.
respect what I'm doing, and they feel like you doing it in the right way, and you making us look good, you articulating yourself well, and you standing on business.
Facts.
So man, I'm just grateful, and I'm gonna just keep trying to make everybody proud and stay consistent.
That's what's up, bro.
South got something to say, dog.
You got a brother locked up in Angola?
Well, I got a brother named Brandon. We call him Boss B. He was locked up in Angola, but he been in Hunt about 2 years. He been in Hunts. I want to say. You know, it's really called Elaine Hunt, but everybody know all they're gonna say Hunts.
Yeah, Hunt.
So he up there. He got life and stuff like that. But
He got a 10-2 conviction.
He got a 10-2. So a 10-2 is it was around since like 1898.
Jim Crow law.
Jim Crow, it was the last standing Jim Crow law in Louisiana after Reconstruction. So this was something that they put out to silence the black voters. And C. Murder got a 10-2 too. My brother was convicted in the same parish. So
Damn.
C. Murder got a 10-2 too. My brother had one. But the thing about it, they stopped it after, I want to say, 2018. So moving forward, they don't do it no more in Louisiana. So you need the whole 12. But in Louisiana, they didn't make it retroactive. So the Supreme Court was saying it was unconstitutional in D.C., but they were saying that they was going to let Louisiana figure it out. And the Louisiana Supreme Court kept it going. So it's still like that.
Damn,
and then, you know, we got the new governor that they just got or whatever and stuff like that. So, you know, and he a Republican, and he already said, I'm trying to keep people in jail, not let people out of jail. So I'm like, oh, man, so I don't know how he going to be doing with the clemencies. They said that after 15 years, people might be eligible for parole that got the 10-2, hopefully, you know, which they shouldn't even have to do because the conviction was unconstitutional. Y'all got people on illegal conviction that was implemented to silence the black voters. It's racially motivated. The roots is racist.
Right.
So, but this Louisiana, and for Supreme Court to say that we should let Louisiana figure it out, that made me feel like we're in the 1950s. Like, you serious?
And
so it's just...
Louisiana race is bad.
Yeah,
bro.
and like Kevin Gates said, we lock up more people in Louisiana than anyone on the planet. I know people saying, oh man, no, they do it more in Texas, or they do it more in Florida. No, they do it more in Louisiana. For per capita, that we don't have as many people as in Texas or California, because California got like 39 million people.
Yeah.
Texas might have like 27 million people. We only got like 4.5 or 4.2 million people in our state, so it's not that many people. So we lock up so many people in the state, it's ridiculous.
Houston alone might be bigger than Louisiana.
Yeah, well, it's damn near half of it, because Houston might be 2 million, and you double Houston, that's the whole state.
Man, you know what's crazy, bro? Louisiana. So the state capital, right? That's in Baton Rouge,
right?
So there's at the state capitol, that's the courthouse, all that over there by the state capitol, where they get niggas their time at. So me and a couple of my homeboys went to the state capitol to a gun show.
Okay.
So we get to the gun show. I don't know if you've been in a gun show before.
Nah.
You get in a gun show, just imagine you in the big gym, like a basketball gym.
Right.
And you got 50, 60 different tables.
With guns and stuff.
Each table selling different stuff, right?
Right.
This table selling guns, this table selling clothes, this table selling bullets.
Right.
One of the tables in there selling clothes, selling pins you could pin on your shirt.
Right.
They were selling KKK shirts.
Wow.
At the state capitol building, at the gun show in Baton Rouge. This is the state capitol building.
That says a lot.
That says a lot, my nigga. This is state.
The culture.
On top of that, look. The first thing we saw was a pin that you could pin on your shirt. It had you know the little white hat things the KKK wear?
I know you lying.
They were selling the pins with that, but it didn't say KKK. So we looking at it, I'm like, bro, that look like a KKK. So we go to another table. They got some pins that say Ku Klux Klan. Go to another table, they got shirts that say Ku Klux Klan. The dude behind it was a white guy behind the table. If you want to buy something, who was buying it?
Right.
He was dressed, I'll never forget. He had a black suit jacket on, black dive hat, the round hat. His name tag said Martin Luther King.
It was a white boy?
A white boy. At the state capitol building.
So he was trying to troll.
Yeah, they trolling, they selling cake. I'm like, Brian, it's wide open, like, so nobody in big enough position to say, not to say nobody in big enough position, but they got the people in a big enough position not go stop it. So what they go say about the people?
But you got to think about it. Even remember when David Duke was running for governor before?
Yeah, David Duke.
I mean, this man was in Jefferson Parish. This man was a real Ku Klux Klan Grand Wizard for one of the chapters in Louisiana. I forgot the actual name of the particular chapter that he was the Grand Wizard of, but this man was running for governor. And he could have probably won or whatever and stuff like that. But this showing you the culture that we have in Louisiana, we so far behind.
It's bad,
really
dog.
behind. So, like
it's
I said,
bad,
I love where I'm from because the things I learned and the food and stuff like that. But there's a lot of things that's dark about our past. Like we had the most massacres in Louisiana than anywhere. I think it was one was in Colfax, one was in Opelousas, one was in St. Bernard Parish, one was in New Orleans, and one was in it was like 5 of them. It's 5 of them all together though.
Yeah.
But I know y'all think Colfax, Opelousas, St. Bernard Parish, New Orleans. Man, but it was like 5 of them. You know, like Tulsa, they had the one in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
We had 5.
Yeah.
And I can't think of the other city, but it was 5 of them, bro. And it's just ridiculous to show. And Thibodeau, I think. Thibodeau. Yeah, Thibodeau. So yeah, Thibodeau, Opelousas, Colfax, St. Bernard Parish, and New Orleans. 5 of them. So it lets you know, like, this is the most in American history in Louisiana. So it's just crazy, bro. Like you said, it's a cultural thing, and these are all the things you gotta overcome to make it out of this motherfucker or whatever and shit like that, bro. And endure. So it ain't easy coming out.
We against all odds in Louisiana, dog.
For real. Yep.
Yeah, bro.
Shout out to Boosie and them, bro. I want to, and I think about it, because I'm thinking about coming out of it, and I want to say this, because this is just something I want to just say right quick, too. I was thinking about, on my post, right, people got mad at me about the Boosie and Kevin Gates stuff, right?
Boosie and Gates, yeah.
I don't know if you saw that. All right, so people was like, Geedy, man, people was bumping Boosie a lot down here and all that stuff like that, harder than Gates. We was on Gates just like Boosie. No, man. I told Gates on the interview that he was the first person that I really seen from Baton Rouge that New Orleans truly embraced. And Gates said, well, because I'm really from New Orleans. Right. But Gates got popping in Baton Rouge and, you know, did what he did with Dead Game and all that. Yeah. But for why on the outside looking in, he was an artist from Baton Rouge that we was listening to. Boosie, I love Boosie and Webby. My cousin put me on Boosie and Webby hard when I went to the Franklinton Fair when I was out there with my cousin in Napoleonville. So I got on them hard, gangster music, ghetto stories, him and Webby, they going hard. But a lot of people in New Orleans ain't like Boosie's voice. They was like, oh, it's high pitched. I'm like, well, why y'all like Pimp C? Pimp C got a high pitched voice. We bump UGK. They still ain't like him. They was kind of fucking Webby a little bit. But you got to think about it. When Gates do a show, every time Gates do shows, he got New Orleans on his shows. Right. Like on his tour. Only time Boosie come down is around this time, around Bayou Classic. Okay. You'll see a show with Boosie because you got people from the surrounding areas around Baton Rouge. Right. You got people from North Louisiana like Monroe, Graham, and all that love Boosie. They're going to be in town because it's Bayou Classic. Yeah. So he could pack a show, but just like a regular night, like how Freeway or State Property, Monica might come to New Orleans, or like how Meek Mills got love in New Orleans. Right. Boosie wasn't getting love like that. So that's all I was saying. I love Boosie. Boosie my favorite. But I know it's not true that niggas in New Orleans was on Boosie like that. It wasn't. Right. And Boosie always showed New Orleans love. Right. And he fucked with, you know, C Murder and BG, and you know that was what he was doing. And he was already shouting the Mel and Turk out and Juvenile and Soulja Slim. But dog, he didn't get that same love. I felt like how when Gates get love, like, you know, Gates, they love Gates out here a little more than Boosie to me. So you would say that they embrace Gates more than Boosie in New Orleans? I would say that, yeah, because it's been a proven fact. The same way they love Monica down here, Meek Mills, dudes, they bump Gates out here like that. Yeah, Boosie niggas wasn't just riding around bumping. Every hood you'll hear niggas bumping Badass. Right. Every hood bumping gangster music and all that. Me and my brothers and stuff like that was listening to it, but it's a lot of our partners, you'd be like, excuse me, a lot of my partners would be like, man, turn that shit off. Nigga don't want to hear that voice sound annoying. That shit get on my nerves. I don't want to hear that shit. Put on some Cameron, put on some 50 Cent, put on some Jadakiss, Soulja Slim, or the Squad Up, or Lil Wayne. That's what they was on. Now Jeezy get booked a lot down here. That's just like
Right.
Gucci, man, and have a biggest fan base down here like Jeezy.
Right.
Jeezy always got booked for Christmas, big holidays. Jeezy gonna be down here. The promoters gonna book Jeezy.
Right.
Ain't no big promoters was ever booking Boosie like that. So when
Right.
people saying, man, you tripping, man, we was on, you probably, like when they was saying them, I'm like, you probably was just listening to it. That's cool. But don't act like the whole
the whole
hood,
thing.
like your whole, like the whole Holly Grove or the whole Sabinall Project. No, them dudes wasn't bumping him like that.
I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. You're breaking it down. Cause the same thing you just said is opposite in the 337.
Right,
You feel me?
right,
Boosie is the shit in the 337.
right.
Gates don't have the same. Gates got a big effect. The same way you're saying, like, they still fuck with Boosie.
Yeah.
They still fuck with Gates in the
Right.
337.
But not like Boosie.
But Boosie effect is way different
Right.
in the 337.
Now let me ask you this:
And
do y'all bump Meek Mills out there like Howard? Y'all part it on now? Like I mean, just like East Coast music.
No.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's
New
what
Orleans on these, y'all on that Dipset
But see,
and all that.
and I think that's what hurt us.
Yeah.
I think that's what hurt us because y'all so in tune to the Southern stuff. Y'all might listen to like more Zero Texas music, but it's gonna be Southern.
Right.
New Orleans is to a lot of East Coast stuff, and I think that kind of hurt us because we don't be identifying with that. But like you said, Boosie is like a rap god in the 337, and Gates fall behind him. But in New
Gates
Orleans,
fall behind Boosie
Gates will
right
be
before.
bigger,
Right.
and Boosie will be
could-
behind him.
I
And I
understand.
love Boosie and
I
Webby. I
could-
think Webby, Gangsta, I mean Savage Life is a motherfucking classic. Like not just in Baton Rouge and the South, just a hip hop classic because they had a lot of singles that could have been on that album.
But what I see, I'm gonna tell you what I think the difference in that with that 375 of New Orleans is the bigger city, so everything is a city vibe. Y'all already had your own sound. Y'all
Right.
gonna listen to bigger city shit.
Right,
So when Boosie coming up, Boosie coming to attack them small areas before
Chillin' circuit. Yeah.
He coming to attack the chilling circuit
Right.
before he get to New Orleans.
Right.
So our section to be called a chilling circuit. Well,
Right.
you know, Lafayette kind of got their thing, but
yeah, it would be because it still would be. It wouldn't be like a Houston, fucking Atlanta,
Right.
you know. So yeah.
yeah, but them niggas crazy about Boosie. Now the older Boosie, you know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
But
And I think that's true.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, because that's like in Mississippi, like everybody loved Boosie in Louisiana. He just didn't have a big market in New Orleans.
Right.
So he didn't never break through. Now, like I said, when he got out of prison from Angola, he did a lot of his press here. He always shouted New Orleans, like on the song, I represent for all the Katrina victims, man. You feel me, man? So he always showed us love, and I respect him for that, but I just feel like he always wanted that. But the city just like, I guess it's just that stubbornness. I don't know if that big city shit like you say, because the same way New Orleans treated that the Baton Rouge, that's how New York treated Outkast. Like we don't want to hear that country shit, and I think it hurt us because look how big Young Boy is, and you know Baton Rouge doing good now.
Baton Rouge done came up, man.
Yeah.
Young Boy, Fredo,
Gates,
Gates,
Tech and Maine, them doing their thing.
Tech and Maine.
There's a lot of them, bro.
There's a lot of them, bro. But at the same time, it probably made it harder for Boosie in New Orleans. Shit, y'all had 100, 200 rappers that was already on who
That too.
already.
But I still used to
we ain't had that back home.
But see, I used to say that too, but I used to still feel like, you know, UGK still was loved down here, and it was sounding country. And Pimp C let you know I made country rap too. We loved them.
So they was big on that UGK.
Fucking right, they was big on UGK. Dog, UNLV had a song called Pocket Full of Furrow. Or whatever. I got a pocket full of fur. That's on Uptown Niggas for Life. That's what BG was talking about. He 15, a straight up dope fiend. That was a playoff day record. Then you got whatchamacallit's big down here. A-Ball and MJG.
Right.
You know, they country with it. They letting you know we got Jerry Curls and everybody. They ain't gold teeth. You know, we bumping all that shit down here, coming out hard and on Space Age pimping and all that shit like that. You know, so I think on the outside looking in, like they was on that shit. We was on the Ghetto Boys. So, but like I said, the Ghetto Boys from a bigger city. But Port Arthur, small, like you said. But they was on Pimpin' Bun. And then, you know, Bun B fuck with Cash Money hard. He was killing a lot of the hot boys on the verse. Like Bun B was slaying every time he got on a record with anybody from Cash Money. He destroyed them. That's just facts. I love Bun B. So I just think that I didn't really get that part, especially when Pimp C had on the album with Trill, Pimp C Presents Ghetto Stories. You know, he on Boosie and Webber and shit, letting you know, like, I'm stamping this. So I thought New Orleans would embrace them more, but I just think Boosie's voice was so high pitched. We did love Girl, Give Me That Pussy, and it was fucking with Webby more than Boosie. But to the initial point, Gates is bigger in New Orleans than Boosie, and then Boosie might be bigger in Lafayette than Gates.
I could see that. Yeah, I could clearly see that.
But I love Hollywood has Boosie, badass Torrance has. I fuck with Boo music.
Yeah,
I fuck with Boosie.
Yeah, it ain't talking down. You just saying how, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I could clearly see that and understand that.
Yeah, it's just understanding the markets and all that, bro. And I think that, you know,
my brother in Houston, Boosie not as big in Houston either.
Right.
As he is in that 337.
Right, and I know they love him in Dallas. Now he might not be as big in Houston, but in Dallas they love him.
They love him. They
so
love him
it's different. Like you said, that drive might make so much of a difference. So, but in Mississippi, Boosie, they love him from everywhere, all top to bottom. Same thing in Alabama, same thing in Georgia. They love him. You know, South Carolina, the Carolinas. You know, Milwaukee, everywhere.
New Orleans hit different though, bro. Like you said, y'all got y'all Soulja Slims, y'all got y'all Master P, y'all got BGs, y'all got Juvenile. So Boosie got to come compare to all that when he come into New Orleans.
Right.
That's a big difference.
But that's why I'm saying. That's why
we don't have nobody even to compare to him from the 337. So it was easier for him to break out there.
Right. That's why I got an artist I fuck with out there, Slim Chance. He from Lafayette.
That's my dog.
Okay, Slim Chance dog. Yeah, I fuck with Slim. So we had went out there and did a record. He rolled the red carpet out for us. Yeah, made sure Murky had his drink and smoke. He got us some nice soul food from a spot. I can't remember the spot. But really rolled the red carpet out. And J Merck was like, man, I like this shit, man. Dude from Lafayette, you know, paid me for a verse, paid for the video. Nice studio.
Slim a real nigga.
Yeah, bro, and got us some food. Like, he really rolled the red carpet out in the Southern way, and that was dope. And that's why I said breaking into those markets, because I always tell Q Red that, you know, from Baton Rouge, like, I know every artist that break, you gotta have Baton Rouge and those other places too, not just New Orleans. Just like Young Boy and Gates had to get New Orleans. Once they got that, they got the whole state, just like a politician. You can't just be in Baton Rouge or Lafayette. You gotta get this city behind you, all these big, and then, you know, or you're gonna get all the small cities and just trump the big city, like the governors might do, like the Republicans. They might get all the small cities, but you need a lot of them if you ain't gonna get that one big city. Right. You know, you better have all the small towns if you ain't gonna have that one big city. But if you do got the big city and the surrounding areas, you really gonna be the shit.
Shit, yeah. Man, before we get out here, I want to talk about the club scene right quick. Man, club scene fucked me up out here one day, bro. About that was a minute ago, some years back, probably about 10 years ago. Every time I would come to New Orleans, I would just go to Bourbon Street and Canal Street. You know what I'm saying? Like, every time we come out here, it'd be Bayou Classic or some shit Essen. So one weekend, me and my nigga come out here, same nigga I was at the gun show with I was telling you about.
Right.
Nigga, we go to some club in the city. We wasn't on goddamn Canal or Bourbon. We was where the New Orleans niggas.
So y'all was in the trenches probably somewhere.
Yeah. But it was a high class club. I remember we had to walk up some stairs and the whole club was glass. Okay. I forgot exactly where we was. Right. But man, I got in that bitch and I'm a club nigga. Like I be young clubbing every weekend. I'm a DJ now. Like you know, I done tuned down now. I done got a little older, but then that
was your thing back then.
Yeah, my thing. But what I'm trying to say is, nigga, they played bounce. Nigga, the whole 4-5, however long. Man, that fucked me up. I'm like, bro, when this bitch go change? Yeah. Cause like in Lafayette, they go play some. This in the era, the Lil Jon. We talking about Lil Jon earlier. Right. That was that era. They playing Lil Jon. Right. They go play some Houston music. Right. They go play some New Orleans. They go play some little bit of everything. Right. But when I came to the club out here, man, they bouncing that. They was bouncing in that bitch from when we left, from when we got there to when we left out that bitch. But they were still playing the mainstream song, but it was just bounced out.
Yeah. Well, that's a great question that you asked because. I mean, a story that you talked about because that's true. That's why a lot of the rappers out here feel like it's so hard to break because if it's not that beat on there, it's going to be hard to get played because you're going to fuck the setup. Because you come with something else and it don't go with the set. You know, being a DJ, you got to know how to work a record and if it fuck up the flow of the club, then the girls going to get mad and they going to get mad at whoever DJ and they going to tell her, oh man, get that nigga out of here. He fucking up my night. I'm trying to dip, I'm trying to shake, and he fucking it up. So yeah, they gonna play it from the beginning to the end. Now if you go to like upscale clubs, then you gonna hear like Future and Drake and all the hottest songs today in the club. Like if you was probably in a mainstream club in Atlanta, you gonna feel like You everywhere because you're going to hear everything. New York, LA, whatever popping. But in New Orleans, if it's a Beyonce song, if it's a Adele song, it's going to be with that beat. Everything going to be with the beat.
And the motherfucker had the same beat on all night, just with different. But the shit was live though, like, cause it was a different experience.
Right.
After about 30 minutes into it, I'm like, what the fuck? They ain't gonna change that. Then I was like, oh, this what they do. Like this
Dog,
what it is.
That's why a lot of artists always say it's so hard to break a record if it ain't bounced because it's been so conditioned and indoctrinated in your head that if it ain't bounced, it ain't playing. And it's like a lot of DJs even probably be scared to play anything else because you really going against the way it is, just the way of what it's been for years. It's hard, bro.
Then you gonna have the local rappers mad at the DJ because he can't play their shit,
right?
Because they don't even the local rappers not understanding
the politics of it.
Yeah, the politics. The DJ got a job to do.
Right.
DJ fuck around, get fired trying to play your. Not that he don't want to play your shit,
right?
But
if it's not super familiar, they're not gonna just break no record. You gonna have to get that bitch broke through the internet. That bitch gonna have to pop like that, and then you might have to work it the other way. But if you go in straight place that is definitely a bounce crowd, man, it's gonna be ain't no way they gonna play that record.
But the vibe was lit. Them girls was turning up. They falling down in that bitch and everything.
Man, they gonna have that drink in their hand. They gonna be shaking. They gonna put their drink down. Their friend gonna hold it. They gonna catch the wall. You know, and the dudes like it because the girls going off, so the dudes mesmerized by all the ass shaking.
As long as the ass in there and the niggas.
So you loving that part, but if you an artist, are you just trying to hear some gangster shit sometime? Like, you ain't gonna really be getting that, like talking about, unless they might play a Slim record, they might play a BG Derrick record, you know, or something like that, a Soulja, BTY Youngin record. But other than that, man, they not gonna fuck up that floor of that club with with nothing else, bro. If it ain't got that beat on there, shit, it's over for you or whatever, you know. You might hear the little in the strip clubs, you might hear different shit like that or whatever. Right. But like in a regular New Orleans club, nah, that beat gonna dominate. That's why they be saying, give me that beat.
We got Geedy P in the building, man.
Already.
Man, anything you want to tell these people before we get out of here, man?
Man, I just want to tell you thank you for inviting me to into the houses and the phones and your audience and stuff like that. You know, appreciate it, man. I'm on Nitty TV with DJ Nitty, bro, and I'm just happy we was able to converse and just talk about some good topics and all that I feel like the people will enjoy and hopefully learn from and enjoy this dope conversation and stuff like that. Shout out to the Abelson Commodores on that east side or whatever, and Livingston Seagulls. I'm gonna put my Livingston cap on one time too with them Seagulls. But shout out to the Abelson Commodores and shout out to Nitty TV, and thanks for having me, and I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. Follow me on Instagram too at Geedy P Speaks all together, and on Twitter it's Geedy_P as in player, as in persistence, perseverance.
Yes, sir. That's what's up, man. My dog Geedy P, Nitty TV, baby. Man. We out,
From
man.
New Orleans, we out.
Already, man.
Already.
You got to catch that on Nitty TV, y'all.
Yes, sir.
Only on Nitty.
Only on the Nitty.
Only Nitty. It's exclusive.
And this is